types of games that I enjoy the least are. First, there are sports games, a genre that I'm so completely uninterested in I don't even have any games to nick footage from, so that's why you're seeing irrelevant footage now. Second, there are realistic racing games. I just can't get into them. I find them to be weirdly boring and lacking in any noticeable flair. I know Vera likes them though, she's been hinting that I should try that new Gran Turismo game for a while now.
Gonna do it yet?
No, not yet, Vera.
Will you tell me when you do try it?
Yes, I will, Vera, now piss off. The third and final type, Battle Royale. The genre that saw considerable oversaturation has only recently appeared to be calming down. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was the big dog that really sparked public interest in the genre. It would then be outplayed by almost every other contender, most notably Fortnite, because the developers of the world had smelled the blood. Anytime something gets even a little bit popular, the imitators come out to try and snag themselves some of that pie, somehow blind to history. Very few modern military shooters gained any traction when that genre exploded, and many games that copy the Souls-like formula are dead on arrival. There are two main reasons for this sort of thing to happen. One, the players are spoiled for choice and eventually the majority will flow towards one or two titles, leaving the dozens of others to fight violently for whatever little exposure they can get. The second reason is that most games that copy other games literally lack any sense of identity and therefore cannot stand out from the crowd. Now you could solve both of these issues. However, they both require the development team to have a real vision and to provide something that the people want. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt may just be one of those battle royales, as it remembers not only to stand apart visually but have its own mechanics that make the game interesting to play. By the way, this is your reminder.
Oh, can I do this bit?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
If you like what Ronica does, then remember to like this video, leave a comment and subscribe. If you want to support the channel directly, head over to their Patreon page. See the link in the description. Become a supporter and get 24 hours early access to review videos, a shout out at the end of videos, and you'll get to suggest games for them to play. Yay, I did it!
Congratulations on being useful. There's a first time for everything.
This just in. Fuck you.
You two, cut it out or no more food triangles.
Don't you mean Dorito?
Nope, advertising concerns and whatnot. Anyway, back to it. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt, and I already hate typing this title, is a battle royale game set in the titular Vampire the Masquerade universe. A universe I know virtually nothing about. Vera, you know anything?
About this series that is set in Prague and features several factions of vampires at war with one another.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nope, never heard of it.
Well, you're about as useful as Catholic birth control, aren't you? I need you to appreciate, viewer, that I have no prior understanding or expectations of games in this series. The only reason we're even talking about it now is because it was free to play on the PS5, and I felt like I needed more current generation games. When I said it was a battle royale, that probably gave anyone familiar with the genre enough to go on right there. But in case you don't, I'll explain it to you as if you're my mother, a person as familiar with the games industry as I am to the concept of diet and exercise. You and 40 other players are dropped into a sealed off map, and the goal is to fight. The last player standing wins. You start with only a basic pistol and it's on you to find better weapons, some armour and some items to heal with. The map is surrounded by a thick red cloud that reminded me fondly of the Sierra Madre from Fallout New Vegas, as if you step inside it you will slowly die, or at least come close to death anyway. The thing that makes Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt stand out from the crowd is that you're playing as a vampire, not some scrawny human with an easily broken skull. You're an immortal denizen of the night and you aren't taken down so easily. When you lose all your health, you drop to the floor and crawl around for about 20 seconds as you slowly heal. You can be properly killed only when you're reduced to this state, and if you survive long enough you will get back up semi-recovered. Find a few hapless human NPCs on the street and you can drink their blood to heal, or just find some healing items if they're all not available. Drinking blood from humans also boosts your traits and sometimes your vampire powers, but make sure not to do it in front of other NPCs. If you do, they panic and you become revealed. See, you cannot see other human players on the minimap in the corner unless they reveal themselves, either by shooting civilians or trespassing in stores. And if a player can spot you on the minimap, then your chances of survival become slim. In a direct fight, the player that's better at shooting will typically be the winner. Whilst you do have vampire powers that can be useful, they're not game-breaking. Your weapons will be your best friends in a fight. You can find plenty lying around in the admittedly small map, so you'll rarely be hurting for some good firepower. And enemy players explode into piles of weapons, ammo and other stuff when you kill them, so you're rewarded for playing well. You can climb up any building you want whenever you want to get a better vantage point, and there's no fall damage, so go nuts with the movement. There are classes. Sorry, archetypes that each have useful powers to play with.
Useful powers?
Well, useful enough. My main was the Siren, who regenerated from wounds faster, could heal allies and teleport forwards a few feet, and I found that she was useful enough. I mean, she could even teleport whilst crawling for her life, which was nice.
I bet you used that a lot, you fucking casual.
I did actually, yes, it was very helpful, it saved my ass a few times.
You know, it's no fun when you play along.
Oh, I'm fully aware. I did try each class out. You get a couple who can turn invisible for a brief stretch. Like a very brief stretch. Like, I can run for longer than this guy can stay hidden for, and as many of you will know, that bar is so low an amoeba wouldn't trip over it. There was one who could harden themselves, a couple who could do jumps and a variation on a powerful punch. But honestly, I noticed the classes making very little difference. I think this is good though, none of them are broken and the combat is based more around shooting, so it never becomes a problem, at least it didn't in my time playing. I never won a single match, but I'm not very good at PvP in general, so that's about as surprising as Donald Trump saying something stupid. Regardless, I really enjoyed playing the game. It's good to pick up for just a bit of fun in the evening, you know?
So it had no issues?
I won't say that. The loading times were dreadful for one. It is a free-to-play game, so it does have a lot of the usual trappings, though I will say they didn't feel quite as in-your-face as they could have, so it's not that bad. Of course, anyone more vulnerable to being taken in by microtransactions might have a tougher time with it, but at least, again, in a free-to-play game, microtransactions and battle passes are acceptable. I do hate the cursor, it's kind of a piece of shit, and the game did crash the first time I booted it up.
When are you going to stop blaming me for that?
When it stops being fun.
Yeah, it is pretty fun to dump on you.
Guess you gotta do that, huh? Otherwise, Ronica and the audience will realise you serve no purpose other than padding out a review.
Hold on, I'm getting a call from Mr. Pot to Mr. Kettle. He says fuck you!
That's not even how the joke works, you moronic figment of some weirdo's imagination.
I'm taking that from some malformed licorice sort. I mean, you've got a lot of attitude for something so easily defenestrated.
I wonder if this still works.
No, wait, don't you fucking dare.
Right, sorry about that. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt is, in all honesty, a very solid battle royale game that does enough to stand out from the crowd and even managed to hook me for a while. It is a next generation exclusive, although I think it is available on PC, which is good. If you can give it a go, then I suggest you do, because it's definitely worth looking at. Don't get me wrong, if you prefer, you know, narrative experiences and single player, then you might be turned off by it, that's fair enough, I can't blame you. But if you are just looking for something mindless and shooty to kill a few hours with, then you could do worse than Bloodhunt. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play more Bloodhunt.